She won't remember what you said. She'll remember how she felt when you said it. Not the compliments, not the clever lines, not the promises you made at 2 a.m. when things felt perfect. What stays with her is the emotional fingerprint you left behind. That's what keeps her awake at night, or moves on without hesitation. And this is the hard truth most men never learn. A woman doesn't fall in love with you because you're good, or kind, or stable. She falls because something about you made her feel alive. Sometimes it's comfort, sometimes it's chaos. But what matters is intensity. This is called emotional imprinting, a psychological anchor that forms when her nervous system connects you to a moment of unforgettable emotional charge. And the men who understand this, they don't overtalk, they don't overpromise, they don't try to force attraction, they create space, they move with certainty, they leave just enough mystery to make her wonder what they're really thinking. And that wondering is what keeps her attached. Because here's the truth. If she's still trying to figure you out, she's not ready to let you go. But if she's already figured you out, if she knows how every conversation ends, how you'll react, how quickly you'll chase, you become emotionally flat, predictable, background noise. And women don't lose interest in a man overnight. They just slowly stop feeling something around him. So while you're texting more, calling more, explaining more, she's forgetting the version of you that once intrigued her. And that's the mistake. You thought love was about making her understand you. But love is about making her feel something she can't explain. And the men who do that, they rarely speak much. But they're remembered forever. Sign one, she's not falling for you. She's falling for the chemical storm you create. You've been taught to be logical, stable, the better man. But attraction isn't fair, and it's never logical. A woman can meet two men on the same day, one who says all the right things and another who barely says a word. And guess which one she can't stop thinking about? It's the one who made her feel something, not with his words, but with his presence. You see, a woman's nervous system is wired to respond to emotional contrast, moments of tension, release, unpredictability, connection. The same way you get hooked on a movie or a song. She gets hooked on the feeling you create in her. Her brain releases dopamine when she's curious, oxytocin when she feels close, and adrenaline when she doesn't know what you'll do next. Those chemicals, they create attachment, not your resume, not your bank balance, not even how nice you are. This is why a woman can stay hooked on a man who's not even good for her. Not because he treats her well, but because he triggers a chemical pattern she can't look away from. Now here's the danger. If all you offer her is comfort, predictability, safety with no spark, you become emotionally flat. You become nice but forgettable. It doesn't mean you need to play games or be toxic. That's not stoic. That's insecure. What it means is this: don't be so easy to read. Don't rush to fill every silence. Don't make her your entire emotional center. The stoic man understands. What is rare becomes valuable. When she feels your presence, your depth, your stillness, without the need for approval or overexposure, she begins to wonder about you. And that wonder, that's the seed of emotional attachment. Because once she starts asking, who is this man really? You've already become the story in her mind. Which brings us to a truth that flips the script completely. Sign 2. When you chase, you kill tension. And without tension, there is no attraction. Let me ask you something real. Have you ever sent a text, then stared at your phone for hours, waiting for her reply? Have you ever crafted the perfect message, only to get a dry response? Or worse, no response at all? Now flip it. Have you ever had someone constantly check in on you? Texting too often? Always available? How did it make you feel? Annoyed? Overwhelmed? Disinterested? Exactly. What you're feeling is called emotional suffocation. Too much access, too fast, kills curiosity. And when curiosity dies, attraction follows. Women are wired for anticipation. They find emotional stimulation in the unknown, not in constant availability. It's not because they're playing games. It's because tension fuels desire. Think about the books she reads, the shows she loves, the stories she obsesses over. They all follow the same pattern: build-up, uncertainty, surprise, emotional pacing. That's how the brain stays engaged. But when you chase, text first, text often, always ready to respond, you give her certainty. And certainty, without contrast, becomes boredom. But even that presence means nothing if you're not built to stand firm when things get stormy. Sign 3. Women say they want nice, but they crave stability in chaos. You've heard it 1,000 times. I just want a nice guy. So you became one. You were patient, supportive, agreeable. But somewhere along the way, you noticed something. She stopped texting first, stopped showing the same interest, started saying things like, "You're amazing, but something feels off. You're perfect. I'm just not ready for something serious." And you wondered, what did I do wrong? You were nice. You were available. You never raised your voice. You never disagreed. That was the problem. What women say they want and what their nervous system craves aren't always the same, because deep down, she doesn't need another friend. She doesn't need a therapist. She needs a man she can lean on when she's falling apart. Not a man who falls apart with her. This is where the line is drawn between nice and strong. A nice guy says yes to everything, avoids conflict, puts her happiness above his own, thinks peace means silence, but peace round without structure becomes anxiety. And a woman in chaos doesn't need silence. She needs certainty. She needs a man who can say, "I hear you, but I don't agree," and that's okay. Not emotionally cold, but emotionally anchored. Because whether she realizes it or not, she's always looking for something to rest her storm against. And here's the part no one tells you. The more she respects your spine, the safer she feels in your presence. And the safer she feels, the more love she gives without fear. This is why Stoic men are magnetic. Not because they're distant, but because they're disciplined. They don't react emotionally to every mood. They don't collapse when tested. They don't change their values to avoid tension. They stay the course. As Epictetus said, it's not things that upset us, it's our judgment about things. Women test, not to hurt you, but to see you. She's not looking for dominance, she's looking for direction. Calm, but even if you lead, even if you pass every test, none of it will matter if you let her perception shift. Sign 4, perception is reality, and you control the frame. Here's something men rarely understand. She's not falling in love with you. She's falling in love with the story of you. It's not about your achievements, or how much effort you've put in, or even how good you've been to her. It's about how she perceives you, and perception is everything. This is called cognitive projection. The brain's way of filling in the blanks when it doesn't have all the information. When a woman meets you, her mind begins writing a narrative. Who is he? What does he want? Is he different? Or just another version of the last guy? But here's where most men lose control. They let her perception form passively, randomly, without any influence. And in the absence of intention, she fills in the blanks with assumptions, often from past hurt, past betrayal, past disappointment. So while you're thinking, "I'm being open and honest," she's silently rewriting the frame, from mysterious and grounded to available and average. And when her perception shifts, so does her attraction. Because it's not who you are that gets rejected, it's the frame you allowed to develop. Now here's the twist. You don't need to lie. You don't need to fake depth. You just need to control contrast. If she always knows what you'll say, what you'll do, and how you'll react, there's nothing left for her to wonder about. And once the wondering dies, so does the desire. But if you create space, if you hold things back intentionally, if you let her discover you slowly over time, you become the story she keeps revisiting. Not because you're perfect, but because you're not fully figured out. Stoic men master the art of framing. They know that attention isn't given. It's earned through discipline. And they never allow themselves to be reduced to just another nice guy. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. When you live your values, speak with intention, and move with calm authority, you frame yourself as rare. And when you're perceived as rare, she treats you like you're irreplaceable. But even perception fades if she doesn't feel safe anchoring her emotions to you. Sign 5. The strongest force in love isn't passion. It's emotional safety. Let's end with the truth most men never hear. She doesn't stay because she loves you. She stays because she feels safe with you. Not just physically, but emotionally, mentally, spiritually. Because love, without safety, feels like chaos. And chaos makes her run. See, women are emotional creatures by design, not by flaw. Their feelings shift, evolve, spiral, and explode. Not because they're unstable, but because they feel deeply. And in a world where her emotions are constantly shifting, she's not looking for someone who fixes her. She's looking for someone who holds firm while she fixes herself. Most men think strength is about power. Stoic men know strength is about presence. When she's overwhelmed, you don't flinch. When she's emotional, you don't escalate. When she's testing you, you don't break down to prove your love. You stay grounded, you stay calm, you stay unshaken. Epictetus said, if you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. In love, that means you don't need her validation to maintain your identity. She'll raise her voice. She'll ask confusing questions. She might even try to trigger you, not because she wants to destroy you, but because she wants to know if you'll collapse under pressure. And if you do, she starts to feel like she's leading. And when she's leading, she's not safe. But if you stay still, not passive, but anchored, if you calmly hold the frame, if you hear her without needing to fix her, if you choose to respond rather than react, that's when she lets go of control. That's when she softens. That's when she finally says, I feel safe with you. And when a woman feels that, she won't just love you. She'll open herself fully, trust you deeply, and protect the connection like her life depends on it. Because to her, it does. You've spent your life being told to be the nice guy, to chase her, to talk more, give more, sacrifice more. But now you know, she doesn't want more of you. She wants the real you, calm, focused, intentional, stoic. So stop trying to impress her. Start embodying the man she can't forget. If this spoke to something inside you, like it was written for where you are right now, then hit that like button, subscribe, and walk this path with us. You don't need to be louder. You need to be still enough to be felt. Stay calm, stay steady, stay unshakable, and let her realize what the world forgot to tell her. The rare ones don't chase, they lead.